Good morning, friends. It's Bob Branch bringing you another daily devotional. We have been in an extended series about participating with God as his coworkers. We are in day 17 of a 21-day generosity challenge. We're asking God for opportunities every single day to be generous with something, at least one time a day. And this whole idea is to be able to train our souls so that we actually are generous people in the way that God is generous, and that it takes 21 days to build a habit with that. Today, I want to talk about something that goes on inside of us that God is doing as we're participating as coworkers of his. And that is contained in the Gospels, where Jesus says that we need to lose our lives in order to find it. Another way of putting that is that as you and I lay down our lives, that something of the newness of us, the best version of us, begins to awaken as we actually participate, as we say no to our flesh, as we say no to our selfishness, and begin to act on behalf and act in love, that something dies and something lives. And so here are some verses that Jesus actually says in this, and I want to, this isn't going to take really long, but I want to ask you to think about this. That Jesus said in Matthew 10, and he says this twice in Matthew's gospel, whoever finds their lives, looks around to find it, will lose it. And whoever loses their life for my sake will find it. So there's a losing and there's a finding, a losing and a finding. And there's something in that you and I have found in Jesus, something worth losing your life over so that you can find your life in that. And then in Matthew 16:24, Jesus says to his disciples, whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves, take up their cross, their personal death instrument, and follow me. For whoever wants to save their lives, that is, to preserve it and to keep it from being thrown away, will lose it. And whoever loses their life for me will find it. I want to submit to you that this business of doing what God is doing, of laying down our lives for others, of being generous, of seeing a need and meeting it, of giving the spiritual gifts when God is doing that, of making God's invisible kingdom visible, of becoming increasingly love. And I love the way that Bob Goff puts that. People who are turning into love do this. And it's a beautiful way of saying this is what God is doing. I love there's a line from a Ben Rector song, I just want to look more like love. This whole world is spinning crazy. I can't quite keep up. It's the one thing around here we don't have quite enough of. I just want to look a little more like love. I want to look like love. I want to look like Jesus. I want to love like Jesus. And there's something in this saying no to our selfishness, embracing the discomfort of this, going after these things and laying down our lives. And as we lay down our lives, curiously, what ends up happening is this new, better version of you, the true you, begins to emerge. And honestly, I want to say somebody that you really kind of like. It's like, wow, that guy, I actually really like. That gal, I actually really like. And that happens as you and I lay down our lives, as we lose ourselves to find ourselves, a new us awakens. As we lose ourselves to find ourselves, a new self awakens. As we do this, as we walk in this, it's beautiful. It's difficult. It's an adventure. It's a stretch. It calls us to do and to say and to be things that we don't feel like that we can do and say and be. And yet the Lord is in it. And as he is in it, he is molding and shaping us on the potter's wheel. And we are emerging as beautiful creations, not marred, not damaged goods, but beautiful new creations. That's you. That's you right now. And as you and I embrace this life of losing our lives to find it, of letting go in order to get, of pouring out our lives, of letting ourselves be givers rather than takers, that curiously enough, we start receiving, we start becoming something beautiful that we didn't anticipate. Lean into this. This is God's true best for you and me. Lean into this. This is what I believe that the Lord wants us to meditate on today. As we pursue the 21-day giving generosity challenge, as we lay down our lives, as we look for opportunities to participate with God, God is shaping us into something extraordinary. I've seen this in so many of you. I've even seen this in the mirror looking at myself. Let's lean into what the work of God is in each one of us as we partner with him to see his kingdom come to this world. I'm praying for you. I'm walking with you in this. I'm with you. I love you. Have a beautiful and wonderful Wednesday.